Hi, Dr. Mancini here, and today I want to give you one simple strategy on improving brain function. Now, this strategy is more powerful than any supplement, any brain app. It's simple and it's free. It's called exercise. Now, if you have any concerns with any neurodegenerative conditions like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementias, or if you simply want to stay on your game, you want to be at the peak of your game, you have to have optimal brain function. So if you have memory issues, focus issues, anxiety, depression, any emotional mood regulation issues, you got to think about brain function. And exercise is the number one way to help activate and stimulate the brain. Now, more specifically, we're talking about high intensity exercise. Now, high intensity exercise does not mean that you have to have a ballistic type of intense exercise where you can get hurt. You don't need to be an Olympic athlete. All it means is that you have to increase the demands on you carefully and safely in a way that your body's being pushed to a degree that is going to activate a hormone called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And this is a hormone that activates neurogenesis and it activates plasticity, rewiring of the brain. Because you have to remember, as we get older, we lose brain cells. But the loss of brain cells doesn't determine how well your brain is functioning. What determines how well your brain functions is based on how well the brain reactivates those wiring pathways around those cells. Our brains can continue to reactivate those connections from one cell to another, maintaining and improving our brain function. Exercise, specifically high intensity exercise, is the most powerful way to do that. So let me give an example of how I do it. I use resistance training, weight training, and what I do is instead of increasing my weights, I actually lower my weights. And what normally would take maybe a half a second to 1 second of a curl lifting a weight up, it'll take me 10 seconds to go up and 10 seconds to go down. So I increase the intensity by slowing down the speed. Now, what's the benefit of this? Well, number one, it's safe. Number two, it increases the intensity exponentially. Now, another benefit of this style of training is you're not going to be exercising and working out more than about 10 minutes max. The research shows anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes of high intensity can activate brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So you don't need to have long workouts and they don't have to be very heavy. It actually could be short duration and lower your weight, but slow down the repetitions. If you slow down the repetitions, intensity goes up. Intensity goes up. You activate not only brain-derived neurotrophic factor, you also activate opioids from the brain, which are the body's natural painkillers. So for those folks that are in pain, this is a very powerful way to activate opioids. You also activate nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator that helps open up the blood vessels. So it helps improve blood flow to and from the heart. Insulin receptor sensitivity. This is a big one for those folks that are diabetic, pre-diabetic, have a tendency to have high blood sugar. When you exercise high intensity, you improve the sensitivity of the cell to allow more blood sugar to get in the cell. When blood sugar gets in the cell, blood sugar outside the cell goes down, which means insulin, which is an inflammatory chemical, starts to reduce. So exercise at high intensity can improve those folks that are high blood sugar. And then lastly, immune enhancement. By doing these short burst high intensity training, you actually activate and stimulate the immune system. Now, here's the danger. If you go too hard, too long, you can have a suppressive effect on the immune system. How do you know? Well, basically at the end of your training, you should feel energized, you should feel awake, you should feel alert, you should feel good. If you feel broken down, if you feel fatigued, if you feel like you can't recover from your workout, that means you're going too long. So there's an initial trial process of figuring out the best amount of time and the best intensity. But once you lock it in, truly it is the most powerful way to activate your brain. So if you have any questions, you want more details on it, you can email us or you can ask us in clinic. Hopefully you test this out for yourself, share it with your friends and family. Have a great day.